Hello, and welcome to the weekend. It's time for SegaSonic Radio live from Sonic Stadium Studios located in the Station Square train depot. Maybe that's why the acoustics here are so bad. It's been a rough week, people. But, as with any rough week, I get by with a little help from my friends. And so does tonight's playlist. That's right, tonight's theme is teamwork. Let's jump into our first song of the night. Kicking it off tonight with Time Trial Plus, the Hyper Potions theme for the Sonic Mania Plus trailer. That's right, the one where they introduced, or reintroduced, the world to Mighty and Ray. Hey, that's right, tonight's theme is teamwork, and all week we've been asking you for, requests for, like, what music makes you think of teamwork? And we got a lot of different interpretations of it, and I put together as well, like, some things that make sense to, me. And, yeah, I think it's about time to kick things off with a request tonight. This one first, in our first segment's coming from Mr. Speed, over on the Discord, as well as a handful of other very teamwork-oriented songs.
Can't stop this party till we save the world. This time, not alone.
Okay, that was We Can from Sonic Heroes, as requested by Mr. Speed over on the Discord. Followed up by Four-Man Bobsleigh from Mario and Sonic at the Sochi 2014 Olympic Winter Games. Mouthful of a game title. And Mother's Canyon from Team Sonic Racing. Shouldn't have to tell you why all of these are on the playlist tonight. Yeah, teamwork, always a big factor in Sonic games, ever since Sonic 2. One could argue Sonic 2 was the first major Sonic game to really make a... Oh no, there we go. There we go. To really make a focus on team play. Like, it's a... You can make it a cooperative game. Just plug in that second controller, you've got a player too. Not a lot of games are, especially at that time, had cooperative multiplayer. The one thing that I recall before that was something like Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers on the NES that had the cooperative multiplayer. I'm sure there were other NES games with it, but you know. Yeah, Twinbee Mark II in the Discord reminding us that Teamwork got Frontiers at the top of the voting list for the Game Awards. Oh, yeah, I'll remind you guys, if it wins that award, if it wins the Player's Voice Award, I have dedicated to I promised to everyone on the Discord and on Twitter that I will play some form of terrible game. I don't know what game yet. It might be Sonic or Sonic adjacent. I predict that it's ultimately going to be Elden Ring, but I'm putting my gameplay where my mouth is. I guess vote. Vote if you want to see me play something terrible as a result. Here's some things that aren't quite as terrible as whatever I will be exposed to in what I fear is the near future. We've got another set of tracks, including another request, this time from staff member Knuckles87 over on Twitter. Hope you enjoy. We'll be right back. That was Combination from Knuckles Chaotix as requested by Knuckles87. No, he writes for the staff. You should know him. You should... I was gonna say you should love him, but... I don't know if I'd even say that. And I know him. Maybe that's why I wouldn't say that. Followed up by Raising Me Up from Sonic Rush, the end theme. And finally, Sylvania Castle Zone Act 1 from Sonic the Hedgehog 4 Episode 2. Some of those are pretty obvious. Sonic 4 Episode 2, it's a game that feels so divorced from the first episode, but also, hey, it is a game that is predominantly built around, cooperating between Sonic and Tails. Like, it's not necessarily in the same way that Sonic 2 did. In this case, hey, you have to use the combination abilities that the game gives you to sort of get through what you need to get through. Yeah, tonight you probably noticed it's a little bit more plain of a presentation for the show. Presentation always takes quite a while to actually put together, and it's been a very demanding week. But not only is SegaSonic Radio looking to continue to, build its tech background, and trust me, I have some ideas, I have some irons in the fire, but also, same could be said about the site in general. If you haven't checked out the news, we have launched a new feature over on the Sonic Stadium message boards, the Sonic Database, which is our own version of the wiki. Now, obviously, you could see that and say, well, what about Sonic News Network? What about Sonic Retro? And I will absolutely go to bat and say, hey, those are amazing wikis. You should absolutely use them. I feel like ours is going to have like a slightly different flavor. We're not just going to go in and copy everything that they're doing, but we are going to work to build up this. And from my perspective, it's going to help us sort of better connect our whole news thing. We're looking to have, slightly different features than those ones necessarily have, and we're going to build up something that, by the end of it is hopefully a bit more unique to how Sonic Stadium runs and what we kind of stand for. So keep an eye on that. I know, hey, as someone looking at the background at Sonic Stadium periodically, I know we've got other stuff in the works, so keep an eye out. You want to keep an eye out on this next set of songs, including another request, this time coming from Robbie over on the Discord. Hope you enjoy.
Sonic and Tails, together forever we play our games. We are Tails and Sonic, on the winning way, cause we're friends for life, together we stay. on the winning way, cause we're friends for life. Together we stay.
So take me, so take me back in time to another world. Then you can be mine. We don't have to worry when you're by my side. There's nothing I don't know. There's nothing to decide apart from where we want to go. I'm going back in
Hey, that was Sonic and Tails from the Sonic the Hedgehog 1996 album. As a lot of people are saying, hey, that's a blast from the past. And yeah, that's an odd album. Let's be real, it's a very strange album. I don't think that's an unreasonable thing to say. But, yeah, Sonic and Tails, and that followed up by Character Select from Sonic Advance 3. Lots of love out in the chat for the double character system, combination system. And followed that up with Take Me Back in Time from Sonic R, as requested by Robbie over on Discord. We're enjoying things tonight. We're gonna do news, a little bit early tonight, because there's only two major news stories out here. Of course, they're all Sonic Frontiers related. First one rolling out is that Sonic Frontiers has gotten its major first patch, which doesn't add a whole lot, but it does, it tighten up some of the weirder bugs of the game, which, ultimately, Sonic Frontiers is not a technically broken game. It's not a particularly typical disastrous technical thing in the same way that people had issues with, of course, infamously Sonic 06 and Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric. But the more significant news going on is that they have announced the content roadmap for Sonic Frontiers. And I guess I've heard interesting takes on both sides of this. Basically, it feels like half of the internet is saying, "Oh man, there's so much stuff here. This is amazing." And the other half is like, "Are you just saying that the game's not finished?" And then, of course, the answer is, as the answer always is, somewhere in between the two extremes that people jump to. It looks like that Update 1 happening sometime, not early next year, but like the first half of next year, based on how things seem to line up. It's going to be a jukebox. Don't quite know what that means, but cool. You're going to be able to listen to the tunes. Photo mode, which it's an open world game. I suppose every one of those has to have it. And probably the biggest one of that one is new challenge modes. They show several screenshots of both cyberspace stages and the boss fights. So a lot of people are just kind of assuming probably some sort of boss rush mode associated with it, or some sort of thing similar to how Sonic Colors did that just play all stages mode. We'll find out, though. Update 2 has some sort of Sonic birthday event. It's got Open Zone Challenge, which has a lot of numbers. It seems like some sort of time challenge. And New Coco. Hear that? New Coco's dropped, people. I don't know. I don't know what that's supposed to be. more character models for Cocos, more skins for them. I know that the US didn't get the skins for them from the Japanese VTuber TLC, so who knows? Maybe we're getting skins for them or something. And Update 3 seems like it's the big one. There's going to be playable characters. There's going to be a new story. There's going to be something. All sorts of stuff here. I don't know. I know Sonic fans are always big fans of, hey, give me more characters to play as. Call me skeptical, because I am. I'm skeptical. I kind of feel like, I don't know. My feelings on Sonic Frontiers are, it's not as good as I want it to be, or it's not as good as if I compare it directly to the other, open world games that I played this year. And for me, extra characters isn't going to improve that, but I also know there's a lot of people who are enjoying it and are loudly telling the internet that they are doing so. And, hey, if you enjoy it, then more content's probably great for that. We've got some more content for you tonight in our next music segment. And we've got YouTuber MFA. Well, we finally see Super Amy for the first time. The answer is probably no. I don't think you're going to see Super Amy. I don't think you will ever see a Super Amy outside of fan stuff. And I understand you could argue that there's edicts in how they're handling this, and which, I don't know. Those rules sometimes change. They certainly changed throughout the series proper, so I just don't think that it makes a lot of sense unless she is like a playable character in a Genesis-style game. Something like that. Let's do some new tracks! New tracks, old tracks. They're old tracks, but they're new to the show. We've got a request coming up. One of them's from Outside and BR. One of them's going to be from Maxi Bun Buns. Let's enjoy. Hey, that was Solaris Phase 2 from Sonic the Hedgehog 2006, requested by Outside in VR on our Discord. Followed up with Scramble for the Core, theme of Tails and Dr. Eggman at Cannon's Core from Sonic Adventure 2. Wrapping up with Fighting Onwards, the theme of Spaceport from Sonic Forces, requested by Maxi Bun Buns over on Twitter. So, yeah. Sonic Forces is an interesting one in the realm of, like, the air quotes teamwork one, because it kind of has become the interesting starting point of the IDW series. Obviously, we are kind of dealing with the interesting state of IDW being directly acknowledged as canon, which, generally speaking, there's always been, like, stuff around the edges to say, yeah, we treat Sonic the same across all versions anymore. We're not really building around the way that we did in the early 90s, where we were willing to split the concepts up into different stories. It seems like now, what's the world of Sonic Prime? Well, it's the world of Sonic. What's the world of the comics? Well, it's the world of Sonic. What's the world of the game? It's the world of Sonic. Do we have past and present Sonic? Probably not anymore. Do we have the two worlds concept? No, it's just the world of Sonic. Just the world of Sonic. And I know it's been interesting to see people kind of react to that, because, I don't know, do we see IDW characters in games? I mean, for me, I don't necessarily feel compelled to play as a bunch of different characters in a Sonic game, unless it's 2D Genesis style these days. And I mean, that's just where I am at. But, hey, if you want to say, if you are, say, building a large world for Sonic to run around in because it was rather successful whenever you did that, then I don't know, maybe you want to populate it with people. Maybe you want to populate it with characters. Maybe you want to like have missions given by characters to accomplish things in the world. You know, maybe it's cool if some of those characters are recognizable. I'm just saying. We had some requests just saying from Symphony over on the Discord. Hope you enjoy. Hey, that was Free from Sonic Free Riders, followed up, requested by Symphony from the Discord, followed up by 4 times 100-meter relay from Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020. Wrapping it up with Marble Garden Zone Act 2. GX! I hear you shout at your monitors. That's right, I can't hear you through your monitors. I'm basically like Siri whenever I'm on the channel here. I hear you shout! But GX! What does Marble Garden Zone Act 2 have anything to do with teamwork? And then I say, as I shake my finger in some sort of finger-shaking matter. Do not forget the boss of that stage. The boss of that stage is a rather novel one. It's the one where you are... Thank you, chat. It is the one where, hey, Tails is carrying Sonic as a mid-air battle commences. He has infinite flight, and you can use that to try to whack Eggman as he darts left and right on the screen. And Tails will always pick you up. It's interesting because it feels like the animation for going to grab Sonic is even faster in the Origins ports. And I definitely appreciate that. It can be kind of a pain in the Genesis version. Oh, I can tell you right away, we're probably gonna wrap up a little bit early tonight, which is, I hope you feel is fair. I am very tired from this week, and quite honestly, as soon as I wrap up, I'm going to have some additional work to do. Not for the site, not for personal stuff, but for actual work, employment work. Oh, it's gonna be a weekend. But hey, we got another request. How's that sound? What if we played a request? What if we played a request from Hunter the Hawk over on the Discord? What if we just did that? I think we might.
Let's go.
Hey, that was so much more from Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, the original Sumo Digital crossover racing game. Requested by Hunter the Hawk over on Discord, followed up by Beach Volleyball for Mario and Sonic at the Rio 2016 Olympic Games, and wrapping it up with Blue Coast Act 3 from Sonic Rivals. Sonic Rivals 2 specifically. Sonic Rivals 2 being a sort of interesting game in that Sonic Rivals 1 was a game that only had 4 major characters. Technically 5, but mostly 4. However, they expanded on that with the sequel to include basically double the cast, splitting their story modes up into teams. And, yeah, it's sort of interesting like that. I know it's discussion going on over on the Twitch chat on, like, hey, is Sonic Rivals any good as a series? The answer is, it's okay. This is okay. I certainly would not suggest you invest heavily in either game. They are not, they are interesting to an extent. They introduce a couple elements that are currently, I would say, regulars in the Sonic design space. If you remember the little, how would I call them? The little ejectors that are mounted in the sky, that it's like, you press A to go up, you press X to go forward, depending on what kind of controller you have. I believe those were introduced in the Rival series. So if there's any legacy to that series of games, it's that, I guess? Also, I don't know, I think it has the first appearance of Silver as he exists in a non-erased timeline? I think? I don't know. Sonic, trying to understand the plot of Sonic 06 is meaningless. Speaking of meaningless, I hope you have a deeply non-meaningless weekend. Not my best segue, but let's roll with it. We've got one more song before we split for you tonight. And like I said, about 5 minutes earlier than normal, but yeah. And I started this show off with, you know, just saying, hey, Sonic 2, one of the very first teamwork-focused games. And we're gonna end with a remix for Sonic 2, the Sonic 30th Anniversary Symphony version. But before we do, hey, thank you all for tuning in. Absolutely appreciate it. SegaSonic Radio is every Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. If you need reminders, jump on over to the Discord. And we send reminders out every week. If you have requests, you can send them also over on the Discord. New request threads go up on Monday, as well as SegaSonic, as well as the Sonic Stadium message boards. If you have requests, you can also jump them over at the message boards, which also go up Monday. If you are a Twitter user, they go up on Friday, as a reminder. Everything we do is part of SonicStadium.org. Go ahead and check it out for all of your Sonic news needs. And you can tune in on Sunday for our other streaming show, Almost Every Sonic, where we are on the second half of Ares Island of our Sonic Frontiers playthrough. One more piece of business before we get to the last music. And that is all of the sprite rippers and sprite creators that have, broadly contributed to the internet, various sprites that we have used in the show. So credit where credit is due. And with that, thank you everyone. Here is Sonic the Hedgehog 2 Medley from the 30th Anniversary Symphony. We up, over, and gone. I'll see you guys next week. That's it for tonight, people. Thank you all